Everyone, welcome to my final metaphor presentation. The metaphor that I chose is that each classroom is like a garden, and I will explain. So, first of all, the gardener could represent the teacher, just as it is a gardener's duty to ensure that all the different kinds of plants in a garden receive the proper care that they need to thrive. It is a teacher's duty to ensure that his or her students receive the necessary tools and assistance that they require to excel in the classroom. So right along with that, the students, or the plants, I should say, the plants in the garden are represented by the students. Just as there are many kinds of plants in a garden, each with different needs, students in a classroom have individual needs that must be fulfilled. All right, so some tools that are found in this metaphor that go along, that could be compared to a classroom, is first of all the soil. So the soil in the garden could be compared to the knowledge that a teacher is trying to pass on to her students. She must make sure each lesson is rich with variety and quality content to obtain good results with each individual student. So the next tool I thought of is water. Water is like the pace of the classroom. Some students need more water, or need need more time than others, and some will need far less. But as teachers, it's our responsibility to make sure that students aren't falling behind, but also that students that are maybe a little more advanced in certain areas, that they aren't being held back, that they are able to continue their learning at the pace that works for them. And then I had this quote by Thomas Edison: "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try it one more time." All right, so the principles that go along with this metaphor is: first, plants need sunlight. This is a principle that every good gardener would agree with, and similarly, every good teacher would agree that every student needs love and compassion. As teachers, we must support each student and help them realize their potential. So next is gardens have variety. A good gardener chooses a variety of plant breeds of all shapes, sizes, and colors to make their garden beautiful. Each classroom is also rich with diversity. As teachers, we must help our students realize the importance of diversity and how each student has something brilliant and wonderful to share. Thomas S. Monson said, "I pray that we may be aware of the needs of those around us. May we ever be ready to extend a helping hand and a loving heart." Lastly, we have our doctrines. Every plant was placed in the garden by the gardener. So this could be compared to the fact that each one of our students, every human on the earth, is a child of God, and they need to be treated as such, with kindness and compassion, just as a gardener would look after each individual plant, would take care of them tenderly and give them lots of everything that they need and lots of attention. As teachers, we should treat our students that way. So the next is weeds will grow and pose a potential threat to the plants in a garden. So I compared the weeds to kind of the adversity and the challenges that everyone will face. So similarly, each human will face adversity and experience hardship. And as teachers, we must be aware of what our students are struggling with, not only at school, but also at home, because a lot of times those challenges can have an effect on their learning and just their quality of life. So we need to be there to comfort and give compassion and guidance. And then lastly, I love this quote by Janice Steinfeld. She said, "I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do." And as teachers, we're not going to be perfect, but we should give every day everything that we have. And it's not always going to be easy, of course, I'm sure, but if we use the power of prayer and have the Spirit with us, then we will be able to be the teachers that our students need and give them the love, the guidance, and the learning that they need to be successful and happy in their future.